Great. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry, guys, due to some technical reason, we are not able to start the session on time. But yes, now we are back. So, hello, everyone. Can you guys please show some excitement in the chat? Yes. Good evening, everyone. Great. Great, guys. So guys, you guys are able to understand the previous session concept, what is class, what is object, and how to take the data from the program and how to put the data into the file, and how to take the data from the file and how to put the data into the program, and after that, how to put the data from the program to the console. That is clear? Yes? So give me a minute and let me share my screen first. And this one here, right? Great. So guys, I can see 58 of you they are there in the live chat, right? So how's the Josh, guys? Please write in the chat, okay? Yeah. So guys, yes, this one, right? My screen is visible? Yes, everyone? Great. Okay. So guys, what we have done, okay, let's revise for 5 minutes and after that we will continue with the other part of the project, okay? So in the previous two session, okay, and not previous two, from the beginning till today, right? What we have learned? We have learned about class. We have learned about object, right? What is a class? Class is a blueprint or template that defines the properties and functionalities of a specific object, right? And what is an object? Object is a real world entity with the help of which we can access those properties and those functionalities that are defined inside the class, right? That we have discussed. And memory gets allocated when? Memory gets allocated when you are creating the object, right, everyone? And this new keyword is responsible for what? New keyword is responsible for allocating memory inside the heap, right? This we have discussed. And after that, what we have done? We have created this employee management class, right? After that, let me first increase the font size, right? 1 minute, guys. This one, zoom in. Zoom in, right? Guys, right? Now, font is visible, right, everyone? Can you please confirm in the chat? Font is visible? Yes. So what we have discussed about the data member. We have discussed about the member function. So what we have learned till now, we have defined some data member. Here you can say we have this name to store the name of the employee, ID to store the unique ID of the employee, designation, age, CTC, and experience, right? And after that, we have created this insert function, right, everyone? We have created this insert function. And inside the insert function, we are taking input from the user, right? And we are putting the data inside the data member. That is, you can see here, that is at line number 21, we are putting the data inside name. At line number 23, we are putting the data inside ID. And similarly, for line number 25, 27, 29, and 31, we are putting the data inside designation, age, CTC, and experience, right? So first, we are taking the data from the user, right? We are taking input from the user and we are putting the data inside the program. After that, in order to put the data from the program to the file, what we are doing? First, we are creating the object of file, object of fstream class, right? Yes or no? We are creating object of fstream class, that is at line number 17. And after that, here at line number 33, what we are doing, guys? We are opening the file, right? We are opening the file from the hard disk to the RAM, right? And after that, we are taking the data from the program and we are putting the data inside the file using the file object and this operator here, right, everyone? This is clear? Yes. And after putting the data here, after putting the data, we are closing the file, right? Similarly for display, yes, for display, again what we are doing, that is at line number 43, we are creating the object of a file. And after that, we are opening this employee.txt file, right? And after that here, at line number 45 till 48, what we are doing, guys? We are checking whether this file is there or not. If it is not there, that means no data is present. And after that, we are closing it, right? And if it is there, then we are printing the data, right? We are printing the data. That is clear? Yes or no? Please give a thumbs up if this is clear till this point we have discussed in the previous session, right? And in the today's session, we will be completing this search by ID method, delete by ID, and modify by ID, right? Correct, Dinesh. First, we have to make sure that this file is opened, right? And after that, you have to check if there is error or not, right? That is this one. Okay, let me share my screen also. This one here, right? Add a new page. This one, right? So here, right? Here, right? So first, 1 minute. Yeah. So what we have discussed. Okay, let's recap this part also. That is RAM memory, right? RAM memory area, and we have this hard disk, right? And when you run the program, then memory is allocated where? The memory is allocated for the program in the RAM, right? In the RAM here, right, everyone? And the file is where? The file is inside your hard disk, right? Hard disk here. So first you have to open the file, right? First you have to open the file that is here, and after that you have to check, right, whether there is data or not in the file. Okay, if you are reading the data from the file, okay, and after that whatever operation you are doing, you have to do that particular operation that we have discussed in the previous session, right? Yes, everyone. So now let's start with the logic of this search by ID, delete by ID, and modify by ID, right? So let's go step by step. Let's first complete this search by ID, right? So here, this one, search by ID. So here, guys, if I have this file, right? This is my file here. 1 minute. This one, right? This is my file here, right? And here we have some records. That is, we have the record of name, right? Name is, let's assume XYZ, and not XYZ, let's take some name here, right? That is Naveen, let's take Naveen here. And age is 23. And after that, some designation here, right? Like this. This is the record present. And similarly, some other record are present, that is Kohli, right? And age is 34. And he is CEO, right? Like that. So here, let's take two more record. That is Rohit is here, right? Okay, and age is 35, and he is CTO here, right? So these three data are present row by row, and each record are present in a specific format. That is, first the name is present in each row. After that, we have a space, and after that, age is present, and after that again a space, and after that manager, right? And let's take the ID also, right? ID also. Let's assume this ID is 101 here for Naveen, 201 for Kohli, and we have, okay, we have 301 for Rohit, right? Now what I have to do? Now I have to check, right here. So we have to do what? We have to write the logic for this search by ID. We have to search whether this ID is present or not, right? So what I will do? Again, in order to search whether this ID is present or not, right? This data is present where, guys? This data is present in the hard disk, right? This is my hard disk. Inside the hard disk, we have this file, and inside the file, the data is present, right? Now, if I have to search whether the ID is present or not, what I will do? First, I will open this file, right? And to open this file, again, I have to create the, that is fstream, and the name of the object, right? Let's assume it is file. After that, here, right? So the logic of opening the file is written inside the function that is open. So with the help of file dot open, we will open this file, right? After opening this file, what I will do, guys? I have to iterate, right? I have to iterate row by row, right, everyone? I have to iterate row by row. And while during the iteration, check, right? You have to write a check, that is, this ID is present or not, right? ID is present or not. present or not, right? And if ID is present, right? If ID is present, then what we have to do? We have to print the record on the output screen, right? We have to print the record on the output screen. So here, iterating row by row, this is handled by loop, right? We have the power of loop. We can use for loop, we can use while loop, right? This iterating row by row, we will handle by the loop, right? And this checking whether this I the help of that's yes, everyone. So let me write the code, then you will get the more clear understanding, right? So here, this one. Okay, give me a minute, right? So, here, right? So what we are doing here, you can see guys at line number 65, right? 1 minute. Give me a minute, guys, okay? Give me a minute. Great. Okay. There, right? Okay, great. Can you guys please confirm in the chat my voice is audible, right? My voice is breaking, everyone? Yes? Please confirm in the chat if my voice is audible. Yes, everyone. It is not breaking, right? Or is it? Your voice is audible. I am fine for me. Okay. So Satvik, please try to refresh your page and join again. Okay, because for every other people, the voice is audible, right? Okay, Satvik. Okay, great. So here my voice is audible. Okay, let's complete this search by ID function then, right? So we have this function that is search by ID function, and this search by ID function is accepting what? It is accepting this target ID, right? This search by ID function is accepting what? It is accepting target ID, and this is what, guys? This is what? This is a char asterisk, right? So it is accepting this array, and when you are passing an array from one function to another function, then the second function where you are receiving the array, it will receive the address, right? It will receive the address. So here, 1 minute, this one here, this one, right? So what I was telling here is this one. That is, if you have created one file here that is in, sorry, if you have created one function here that is main function, and after that, okay, after that here you have created one array that is int ARR is equal to, not this one, okay, let's create this one only, that is int ARR 5, right? This one here. And after that, you're calling this function, that is modify function, and you're passing this ARR, right? So how you will receive the array, right? You have two ways, right? That is void modify, and either you can write the whole syntax of the array, that is int ARR like this, right? Or you have option of receiving like this, that is int star ARR, because we have discussed when we are passing the array to a function, right? When we are passing the array to a function, then this function, okay, that is receiving the array, it will receive the address of the first memory block, right? And that address will be stored inside the pointer, right? So this is acting as a pointer, right? This we have discussed, right, everyone? Yes or no? In the pointer class, we have discussed this point. Yes, this is clear. So that's why here you can see what I am doing. The first parameter, that is the first argument, is what? That is char asterisk target ID, and there is no need to take this const. Okay, this one here. Okay, great. After that, now, display one. Okay, great. So first, what I will do, in order to do anything on the file, first I have to create the object so that we can use the functionality and properties that are defined inside the stream class, right? So I will create an object of the stream class, that is stream file here, right? After creating the object, what I will do, I will open my file, right? That is file dot open. And which file I have to open? I have to open this file, that is employee.txt, right? And this file is present in my current directory, so I will directly write the name of the file, right? Employee. And if this employee.txt is not present in your current directory, in your current folder, then you have to pass the relative address, right? So here, employee.txt here, right? This one, and this should be enclosed in double quotes, right? This one here. Okay. After that, so you have opened the file. Now you will check first, right? Whether the file is correctly opened or not, whether this file is existing or not, right? So here you will check if the file is not there, right? If not file here. If the file is not there, if you are not able to open this file here, that means there is no data present, right? So let me print a message here for the user. No data is present, right? No data is present here. And after that, this handle to move to the next line, right? And after that, if no data is present, okay, that is great. I have printed that thing on the output screen. And after that, I will close the file object that I have created here, right? I will close this file object, that is file.close here. This one. Great. So this is the if condition where I am checking whether the file is present or not, whether the data is present or not in the file, right? That is clear. Okay. If I'm getting any error in opening the file, I will get this message on the output screen. And if this condition is not true, what I will do, I will go inside the else block, right? If this condition is not true, that means the file is there and the data is present inside the file, right? Yes or no? The file is there. So what I will do now? Now, here, right? So I will take one boolean, right? I will take one boolean variable to check whether this particular ID is present inside the file or not. And right now, at the current moment, there is no ID present. So what I will do, I will initialize this found as false, right? I am initializing this found as false because till this point I haven't found this particular ID, right, everyone? After that, now I have to iterate row by row, right, everyone? I have to iterate row by row. So I will use a while loop, right? I will use a while loop, and here you will read the data, right? You will read the data row by row, right? And you know the structure. You know the structure. In which structure you have stored the data here. You can see, guys. You are storing the name. After that, ID. After that, this you have what? You have this one, right? That is name, ID, designation, and after that, this age, CTC, and you have experience, right? So you know the format. So what you can do here? Read the file, right? That is file. This one, right? File this one here, and what you will read here, that is you will read the name, right? After that, what we are reading? We are reading the ID, right? And after that, what we are reading? We are reading the designation, and we have the age, CTC, and we have what? Name, ID, designation, age, CTC, and after that we have this experience, right? So here, this one, right? Great. This one. Okay. So here, guys, you can see what I'm doing. I'm going by row, that is here, right? You can see. So first I'm standing at the first row, right? I'm standing at the first row. And here I know the format, in which format the data is stored, right? So first I will read the first data and I will store the first data inside the variable name, inside the data member name. Similarly, I will read this age, right? And I will store this age inside the age data member. Similarly, I will read the manager and I will store the manager inside the designation, right? Yes or no? So basically what we are doing, this is my file, right? This is my file and I want to read the data and I want to put the data inside the program. right? I want to put the data inside the program here, right? That is clear, yes or no? So for that reason, what I'm doing, I'm using this particular operator here, right? This particular operator here that will do what? That will take the data from the file and it will put the data inside the program variable, right? And the file, the object name is what? The object name is file here, right? It is similar to what? It is similar to taking input from the user. When you're taking input from the user, you are typing something on the keyboard, right? You're typing something on the keyboard, and after that, that something will get stored inside the variable present in the program, right? Yes or no? And this process is already implemented. You have to just use this process, right? This process is already implemented inside your IOStream class, right? And how to use the functionalities of the IOStream class by using the object. So this is the predefined object. That's why you don't have to create this particular object. You have to just directly use this object. But here, this is not a predefined object. So first you have to create the object. After that, you have to use the functionality that is present inside the stream class, right? Okay, that is clear. So here also this one, okay. So here I know the structure. I will read the data of the first row and I will store the data inside the respective data members, right? And here, this one here, guys, right? This one and here. So you can see, guys, what I'm doing here. I'm reading the data and I'm putting this particular instruction inside the while condition. Why? Because here it will read the first row, and if there is no first row present, it will return false. And if the first row is present and if the data is present in this particular format, it will return true, right? So what I'm doing here, I'm saying, okay, till the time I'm getting this particular format, till the time I'm getting this particular format in the file, I will read the data, I will put the data inside the data members, right? And here, after putting the data inside the data member, this line, that is at line number 77, this condition will give you true, right? If the row is present in this particular format, right? And if there is no row present, or if the data is not present in this particular format, it will give you false, right, everyone? So here, you can see we have 4 rows present, right? We have 4 rows present. So it will go to the first row, it will read the data, it will store the data, and it will give us true, right? And here, while true. The condition is true, that means you will move inside the while body, right, everyone? You will move inside the while body. Now you have to check. Now you have to check whether the ID that you are searching is present at that particular row or not, right? So basically, to check, what I will do, I will use the one function that is strcmp, right? This one here. So this is the inbuilt function, right? This is the inbuilt function, and the logic of this inbuilt function is already written inside this in this class here, in this header file. Okay, so you can directly use this inbuilt function, that is strcmp, and this one here, right? And what this inbuilt function do, it will check both the string, okay? Whatever string you are comparing here, it will check the string, and if the string are equal, it will return 0, right? If the string are equal, it will return what? It will return 0. So here, what strings I have to check? I have to check the target ID with the ID present, right? That is the ID here. Sorry, this one, target ID comma ID, right? So you can see, guys, what I'm doing, I'm using the inbuilt function, and that inbuilt function accepts 2 parameters. That is 2 string that you want to compare. Here you can see you want to compare this target ID and you want to compare the ID present at that particular row, right? And if both the values are equal, it will return you 0. So if it is equal to 0, right? If the left hand side part, this one here, is equal to the right hand side part, that means the condition is true. And if the condition is true, that means I found that particular ID. And the moment I found that particular ID, what I will do, I will print the ID, right, everyone? That is first, what I will do, I will print the data here. That is this one here, right? This data I will print here. Okay, great. This one here. And since here, right, since I am going inside the body of the if block, that means I found the ID. So what I will do, I will make this found variable as true, right? I will make this found variable as true because I found the ID, right? Here. And after that, what you will do, you will break out from here, right? You will break out this one. And what is the meaning of breakout? Here, this break keyword will do what? It will move you out of the while loop, right, everyone? The moment you got the ID, the moment you hit the ID that you are searching for, okay, you got the ID and you will execute this break keyword. And break keyword means what? Moving out of the while loop. It will not iterate further. It will not iterate further. You will move out of the while loop. That is clear, everyone. And after that, here, right here, if after traversing the whole row, right? If after traversing the whole file, if you're not able to get the ID, that means this value, that is this value found is still false, right? You're not updating it, yes or no? So here you will write a check. That is what check you will write here. That is if your found is equal to false, right? If it is equal to false, that means you haven't found that particular ID. So what you will do, you will write a message here, right? What message you will write? That is employee with this ID not found, right? That is cout employee with target ID what was the target ID? The target ID is this one, right? Target ID and not found here, right? This one. Okay, great. And here the meaning this one, right? Okay, let me copy this variable name here. Okay, that is correct, right? Here. And after checking this one, right? After checking each and everything here, what you will do? You will close the file, right? The file you have opened, you will close that particular file. That is file.close, right? Okay. Great. Guys, please write in the chat if you're not able to understand any line here, right? Anything, guys, you're not able to understand, please write in the chat. Okay. Everyone, this is clear. Logic is very simple, right? Yes or no? Can you guys please confirm in the chat if this is clear? Great. Here, right? Should I dry run it also, or everyone is clear with this part? Yes. Okay, great. This one here, right? So let me now do what? Let me now save the file and run the code, right? So here, this one. Clear the screen, right? And after clearing the screen, let me now compile the code, right? Compile the code and now run the code, right? Okay, my mistake here. So inside the main function, okay, last 4 row, this one, everyone is clear, right? Arvind, this is clear? Sir, sum up once, okay? Sir, sum up once, okay, great. So basically, guys, what I'm doing here is this one here, right? So this one, right? So we have the file, right? This is my file. And after that, inside this file, some number of rows are present, right? That is row 1 is present, row 2 is present, row 3 is present, row 4 is present here, right? And the name of the file is what? Employee.txt, right? Employee.txt here. After that, see, in order to do anything in the file, first you have to create the object of fstring, right? Because all the method, all the functionality to interact with the file is implemented there. So what I'm doing here, first I'm creating the object, right? Creating the object that is fstream file, right? Fstream file. Okay. After that, I am opening this file, right? Open this file. Open this file here, right? After opening the file, what I am doing, I am checking whether this file is existing or not, right? And if this file is not existing, then what I am doing, I am printing a message on the output screen for the user, that is data is not there, right? Data is not present. Yes, everyone. And after that, I am closing the file, right? This one. And if this condition is not true, that means you will directly go to the else block, right, everyone? You will directly go to the else block. And now what I'm doing, first I'm maintaining a variable that will keep a track whether I have found that particular target ID or not, right? Whether I have found this particular target ID or not. So what I'm doing, I'm maintaining this found variable and initializing this found variable with false in the start itself, right? And during the iteration, if anywhere I'm able to find the particular ID, I will make this as true. I will update the value here, right? And after that, what I'm doing, this one here, right? Okay. After that, here, see, now I have to go row by row. Here in the row, what is present, guys? In the row, what is present? Your name is present, your ID is present, your designation is present, right? And your age, CTC, and your experience is present, right? This format I know, right? This format I know. So what I will do, I will read the data of the first row, right? I will read the data of the first row. So how to read the data? By using this object name, that is file, and after that this operator here, right? This operator here. That is clear? Yes or no? And after that, here, first I will read the first row, that is first here, whatever data is present here, that data I will take and I will store inside the name variable, name data member, right? Similarly, I will read the ID, I will read the designation, like this. I will read all the other thing that is present in the first row. And if this is true, that means if I am able to read the data in this particular format, this will give me true, right? This will give me true. And if the row is not present, or if in this format the data is not present, right, then I will get false as a result, right? So right now you can see the data is present in this particular format, right? So I will get this particular instruction as true, right? So here I will write this particular instruction inside the while loop. And now inside the while loop, what I am doing here, right? I'm going row by row. I'm reading the data here, right? Reading data from file. And after that, we are putting the data inside the data member, okay, that are present inside your program, right? Yes or no? And if you are getting the value as true, that means you have read the data, you have inserted the data inside your data member. Now you will write the check, right? That is if, right? Now you have to compare what? The target ID that is there in the parameter, you have to compare the value with the ID that you have, that you are there in the data member, right? Yes or no? And how to compare the value, right? You can use a predefined method, that is strcmp, and here it will take two parameters, that is the two string that you want to compare here, that is target ID and ID, right? And if this two string are equal, this function will give you 0 as result. So here I am comparing, right? So if the two string are equal, it will give 0 as value, right? So here, if the left hand side part is equal to the right hand side part, that means I will get true as result. And if the condition is true, that means if I am able to get the ID, right? If I am able to get the ID, what I am doing here? This one. If I am able to get the ID, basically guys, what I am doing? I am printing the data, right? I am printing the data, that is your name, ID, like this, right? So what will happen here? See, let's assume this is row 1, right? And in row 1, the ID is 1, 2, 3. In row 2, the ID is, let's assume, 23. In row 3, let's assume the ID is 34 and all the other data are there, right, in each row, right? So first it will go to row 1, right? First it will go to row 1 and it will compare the current ID of the row with the target ID, right? With the target ID. So here let's assume the target ID is 23. So for the first time, these two values are not equal. That means you will not go inside the if block, right? You will not go inside the if block and directly you will go to the while condition again. That means again you will read the second row now. You will take the data of the second row and you will put the data inside the data member. Now the value of ID is what? Now the value of ID is 23, right? Again, you will check that 23 is equal to this target ID. Yes, this time the data is equal. The target ID is equal to the current ID of the row. That means I got the data. I will print the data on the output screen. That's why you're using this cout to print the data present in the data member on the console. After printing the data, right? After printing the data, what you will do? You will break, right? And what is the meaning of this break? That means you will move out of the while loop. Move out of while loop. Right, everyone? This is clear now. That means now you got the data, right? Now you got the ID. Now there is no need to check for the remaining rows, right? No need to check, right, everyone? And one more thing, guys. Inside this part, inside the if condition, you are updating this found value also, right? Found value also. That is, you are making this found as true, right? That is clear now. Yes. Please give a thumbs up if this is clear. And one more thing, guys, you can see what I'm doing here. After moving out of the while loop, I'm checking the value of found, right? And if it is false, that means after traversing the whole rows, after traversing the whole data present in the file, if still I'm not able to get the ID, right, that I'm looking for, then what I will do? I will print a message on the output screen, right? Okay, this is clear. And Ricky, this is not the left shift operator. Okay, this is operator overloading, and this we have discussed in the previous session. Okay, Ricky. So here you have to go and watch the previous session to understand this particular concept, right? This one here, sorry, this one here, right? This two one. Okay. So now let's see now, right? So let me call this EMP, right? And we have discussed this part in detail, right, everyone? We have discussed this part in detail. What is this operator and why we use this operator in the previous session, right? Okay. Great. So EMP, and after that, what we will do? We have to search, right? Search by ID. And let's take one ID, right? Let's take one ID. That is, let's take the ID of, here you can see, guys, I am having 4 data, right? That is Kohli, Rahul, Bumrah, and Raj, right? So let's take the ID as 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see whether this 1, 2, 3, 4 is present or not, right? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? This one here. This one, right? So this one. And let me run the code again. That is okay. My mistake. Search by ID. Let's create a target ID here. That is cat. This one and this one is here, right? So int. So first, what I will do, I will create a target ID here, right? That is cat target ID. Okay, let's first create an array here, right? That is cat target ID, and here the size of target ID is what, 5, right? This one here. And after that, what I will do, I will take input from the user, that is C in target ID, right? And after that, I will pass this target ID here, right? This one here, right? And let me print a message also, that is cout. Enter the target ID, right? This one here. Enter the target ID. And then This one, right? This one, right? Let me save the code again. Okay. Clear the screen, and after that, compile the code. Now run the code, right? That is this one here. So here you can see, guys, the execution starts from the main function, and inside the main function, what we are doing, we are taking the target ID as input. Let's assume the target ID is 1234, right? So you can see now we are getting the data printed on the output screen. That means we are able to find the target ID. That means first it will go to the first row, it will check. It will check here, right? You can see it will check the ID. Here the ID is what? 123. That means the ID is not equal. It will go to the second row, it will check the ID. Now the ID is what? 13. That is not equal to 1234. It will go to the third row. Now the ID is equal to the target ID. That means now I will print the data. So you can see I am getting the data on the output screen, and after that I will move out of the while loop. Right, everyone? I will move out of the while loop. There is no need to go and traverse the remaining rows because you already found the search ID here. Okay, this is clear. Okay. Is it okay if we code the thing using if and else statements? Shoaib, when you have two options available and you have to choose one option among them, then you have to use selective statement, right? That is, then you have to use if else. So here also you can see I have two options available here, right? I have in the yesterday class we have discussed, right? When you have two options available, you have to choose one option among them, go with if else. If you have more than two options available and you have to choose one option among them, then go with if else if or switch case, right? So here you can see you have two options available. That is either the file is present or the file is not present. If the file is not present, then you are writing this particular logic, and if the file is present, then you are going inside the file and you are searching whether that particular target ID is present or not, right? That is clear. Okay, great. So can we also use it for getting location? Then Arvind, you have to use some inbuilt function. You have to go and you can search on the Google. You will get the clear understanding how to get the location. Okay, in C++. Great. So can you guys please give a thumbs up if this is clear? Search ID is clear, right? Please give a thumbs up if this is clear. So now let's write the code for this one, right? That is modify ID. Okay, let's first start with the modify by ID, right? Now what I have to do, again, I have to search, right? I have to search for a particular ID and I have to modify the data, right? I have to modify the data of that particular ID, right? So here, this one, that is okay, great. So here, right, this one. So now, in order to modify the data, right, you have this file present, right? You have this file present, that is your employee.txt, right? Here. And in this employee.txt, you have certain rows present, right? That is, let's assume the first row is B, and let's assume the ID is 23. And after that, we have the remaining data, right? Similarly, let's assume Virat is present and the ID is 10, right? And some data are present here, right? Similarly, let's assume Rohit is present here and the ID is 370 and some data are present here, right? Now what I have to do, I have to modify the record on the basis of the particular ID. Let's assume I have to modify the record of ID 10, right? I have to modify the record of ID 10. Then what I will do? Then what I will do, guys? Again, I have to go inside the file, right? And in order to use the file functionalities and file, like in order to access the file and all the other stuff, what I will do, 1 minute, this one here, right? Yeah. In order to process anything in the file, I will create the object of stream, right? That is clear. And here I will do the modification, but how to do the modification? That is the main point, right? That is the main point. So what I will do now, how to do the modification, right, everyone? So now what I will do, I will create a new file, right? I will create a new file here, right? And in this file, let's assume this file is temporary, tmp.txt, right? And this is my employee.txt, right? Employee.txt here. And after that, what I will do, okay, what I will do now, I will take the data here, right? I will go row by row, right? I will go row by row, that is, I will go to the first row first. I will check whether this target ID is present in this particular row or not. If it is not present, what I will do, I will copy the data as it is here. That is Abhi 23 and like this, right? After that, I will go to the second row. Now the target ID is equal to the current ID. Now what I will do, first I will do modification, right? First I will do modification. That means here, right? 1 minute. Okay, so this one and this one here. So this is your program, right? This is your program, right? So first what you are doing, for the first row, you are reading the data, right? You are reading the data from the file, right? And you are putting the data in the program, right? You are putting the data in the program. And after putting the data in the program, what you are doing, you are taking the data from the program and you are putting the data inside the temporary.txt. That is clear. That is, first point is what? Step 1. Read data from employee.txt, right? Txt, right, everyone? And put the data inside the data members in the program, right? That is, we will put the data in the data member, right? Here. After that, step 2 is what? Step 2 is what? Check, right? You have to write a check here. That is, hey, this particular row ID is equal to the target ID or not, right? ID is equal to target ID or not, right? Here. And here, if this condition is true, right, everyone? If this condition is true, that means you have to do modification. Yes. And if this condition is not true, then what you will do? You will not do any modification, right? You will not do any modification. That means what we'll do here, if the condition is not true, that means the target ID is not equal to the current ID, you will take the data from the program, right? Data from program and write the data in the file, right, everyone? Write the data in the file. This you have to do, right? Yes or no? And if the ID is equal to the target ID, right? If the ID, the current ID of the row is equal to the target ID, then first step is what? First step is what? You will do the modification, right? You will do the modification. And after doing the modification, you will take the data from the program, right? And you will put the data. You will put the data in the file. And which file, guys? Which file? In the temporary.txt file, right? Here also temporary.txt file, right? And after traversing through the whole row, one thing is clear, right? Here you have this first row present. Here you have the modified data present, right? And after that, here you have the third row present, right? Third row present. Now what you will do? Here, right? The third row is present, right? Now, after transferring the data from the employee.txt to the temp.txt, what you will do? You will delete this particular employee.txt file and you will rename this file. That is employee.txt, right? You will rename this file. Okay. The steps are clear, everyone? Yes or no? please give a thumbs up if the steps are clear. Yes. Great, guys. You guys are able to understand the process? Yes, everyone. And code is easy. If you are able to understand the process, then the code is very easy, guys. Please give a thumbs up if the process are clear. Anyone has any doubt in any part of the process, please write in the chat. Yeah, everyone is clear? Okay, great. So let me write the code, then you will get the more clear understanding. Okay. So with the code, you will get the more clear understanding, right? So here, this one, right? Modify by ID. So in order to process anything in the file, we have to create the object of fstream, right? So what I will do, I will create the object of fstream class, that is fstream file here, right? After that, what I will do, I will create one more object, right? I will create one more object, that is fstream temporary file, right? Right? And this file object, this one that is at line number 106, this file object is responsible for doing any operation in the employee.txt file. And this temporary file object is responsible for doing any operation in the temp.txt file. Right, everyone? So now what I will do, I will open the file, right? That is file dot open, and here which file I have to open? I have to open this employee.txt file, right? This one here. Similarly, I will open the temp.txt file. I have to create a temporary file, so I will open it, right? That is file.open temp.txt, right? Temp.txt. This is clear. So here you can see, guys, at line number 109, if the file is present in your current directory, then it is well and good. If the file is not present, it will create a new file, right? After that, so you have opened two files, right? You have opened two files, that is, one is employee.txt and the next one is temp.txt. And to handle the operation in the temp.txt, which object you will use? You will use this object, that is temp file object, right? This one, temp file. The name of the object is temp file. After that, here, right? So here what I am doing, I am creating a temporary file, right? Creating a temporary file. Okay, everyone. After that, now I will check if everything is going smooth or not. If there is no error in the file object or not. Can you guys confirm in the chat I am audible? Yes, everyone. Please confirm in the chat if I am audible. Yes. Great. So here, let me see the chat also. 1 minute. Okay. I'm audible, right, everyone? Yes. Please give a thumbs up if I'm audible. Yeah. So guys, there is no electricity in my area, so I will try to teach by putting off the camera here, right? Great. So if you feel like my voice is lagging, please let me know. I will repeat that part again, okay? So here, this one, right? So we are here, that is temporary file dot open. We have opened the file, right? Right, everyone? We have opened the file. Now I will check whether everything is going smooth or not. That is, if not file, right? This one, or okay, temp. That is, if this is giving you some false value, or this temp file is giving you some false value, that means That means there is some error in creating the file, right? In opening the file, there is any error in opening the file. So here I'm writing this check whether there is any error to open the file, right? This one here. Okay. And here what I will do, I will print the message, that is cout, right? Cout error in opening the file, right? This one here. And after that ended, right? That here. This one here. Wait. And after that, what I will do, and from here I will return, right? If there is any error in opening the file, I will return from here directly, right? And if there is no error, I will go inside the else block, and inside the else block, right? Okay, there is no need to write the else block also, because from here only you are returning, right? From here only you are returning, or there is no need to write the return keyword also. From here you can close it, right? That is file.close and file file.close, right? This one here. Okay, so like this also you can write, that is this one here. Great. And if this condition is not true, you will go inside the else block, right? You will go inside the else block, and first what you will do, guys, first you will read the data, right? You will read the data from the employee.txt file, right? Employee.txt file, and you will transfer the data into the program, right? Into the program here. It is this one. This one here, right? And how to read the data row by row? You will use a while loop, and inside the while loop, you will read the data, that is file. Okay, here I have already written the statement, that is this one here, right? Like this. Okay, so here we are reading the data as well as we are checking whether the row is present or not. If we are getting false as value, if while reading the data, if we are getting false as value, that means no row is present, or there is some error in the data, right? There is we are not following the correct format, right? So here I will take this data here, right? I will take this line here and I will paste this line here, right, everyone? This one. So what I have done, I have read the data, I have stored the data inside the data member, that is name, ID, designation, age, CTC, and experience here, right, everyone? After that, what I will do? After that, here now I will check, right? I will check. That is, hey, if this one, again the same checking I will write here, that is the target ID is equal to the ID or not, right? This one here, that is the target ID is equal to the current ID or not, right? And if I found the ID, if I found the ID, what I will do, guys? I will do the modification, right, everyone? I will do the modification here. That means what modification I will do? Okay, what modification I will do? I will do the modification of the name, employee, everything, right? So here, see in, okay, that is what I will do. I will take this one here. Let's take this one here itself, right? That is this one here. Okay, this one. Great. Yes, right. This one. And here I will do the modification, right? Let me format the document. You can see, guys, I'm taking the name of the employee, putting the name inside the name variable, ID, designation, age, CTC, and experience. After taking the input from the user, now I have the data present in the program. Now I will transfer the data from the program to the temporary file, right, everyone? I will transfer the data from the program to the temporary file here. So this code, this one here, right? That means 1 minute. This one. Okay, great. This one here. And here, right? This one. And here, where I have to transfer the data, I have to transfer the data inside the temporary file, right? I have to transfer the data inside the temporary file like this. Yes, everyone. This is Q. Okay, and right outside the if block, that is this one, right? So first what I am doing, I'm checking whether the target ID is equal to the current ID or not. If it is, then I'm taking the input from the user, putting the data inside the data member, and after that, what I am doing here, guys, you can see what I am doing here. I am putting the data directly inside the temporary file, right? This is clear, right, everyone? Yeah. And after that, what I will do, I will move out of this while loop, right? I will move out of this while loop here. And after moving out of this while loop, first what I will do, I will close it, right? That is this one here. That is, now I will check, okay? That is here. What I will check, I will write a check that is if your file, right? If not file, okay, let me write a check here also. That is this reading. While reading, let me create one more variable here, right? That is boolean flag, right? Or boolean found, right? That is boolean found and is equal to false, right? And after that, here what I will do, if I'm able to find the ID here, right? If I'm able to find the ID, then what I will do, I will make this as true. That is found is equal to true, right? This one here. And after that, after the while loop, I will check whether the value of the found is true or not. If found is false, right? That is this one here. Okay, this I have already written. That is, if found is false, that means this employee with this ID is not present, right? This one, that is CTRL-Z, and this one, right? Employee with this ID is not present, right, everyone? And if this is true, that means I have done the modification. And where I have done the modification, guys? I have done the modification in the temp.txt file, right? So here first I will close it, right? That is file dot close like this. And first I will close this temp.close also, right? Temp file dot close, right? And after that, if I have done the modification, that means that modification I have done where? Inside the temp file. Now what I will do, I will rename the temp file to the employee.txt file, right? That means first what I will do, I will remove this employee.txt file, employee.txt file, and after that I will rename it, right? That is rename. Okay, what you have to rename? I have to rename text.file. Okay, that is text.file, and with what I have to rename? Sorry, not text.file. I have to rename this temp.file, right? Temp.txt, right? Temp.txt. Okay, I have to rename this temp.txt with what? With employee.txt, right? With employee.txt here. This one here, right? Okay, great. Give me a minute, guys, okay? Great. Now let me come in, do the semicolon here, and we are done with the code, right? So now the light is here. So let me check now. This one here, right? Great. This one, right? So employee.txt, right? And here also employee.txt. That is clear, everyone? Yes or no? Please write in the chat if this is clear. So here what we are doing, let's revise this part. That is here, right? This one. So first I am opening this employee.txt as well as I am opening this temp.txt. If it is present, it is well and good. And if it is not present, what I will do, I will create this. This will get created behind the scene for you, right? This will get created, that is temp.txt will get created behind the scene. After that, here I am creating one found variable to check whether I am able to find this particular ID or not, right? So here, after that, I am checking whether I am getting any error in opening the file or not. If I am getting any error in opening the file, then what I will do, I will do this part. That is, I will put the error in opening the file on the output screen. Okay. And after that, I will close both the thing, right? And if I'm not getting the error, then what I will do at line number 128, you can see, guys, I'm reading the data from the employee.txt file and I'm putting the data inside the data member. After that, at line number 130, I'm checking, right? I'm checking whether this ID that I have read in that particular row is equal to the target ID or not. If it is equal, that means first I will make my found variable as true, and after that I will read the data, right, from the user. Whatever modification I have to do, I will do the modification, right? And here, right, inside the if. And you can see, guys, after doing the modification, you can see this one here, that is 147. So this 147 line is independent of the if loop, if block, right? Is independent of the if condition. That means after reading the data, if the data is present, it is well and good. If the data is not present, that means if the ID is not present, that means what I will do, I will read the data as it is, and I will put the data inside the temp file here. That is at line number 47. After that, after reading each and everything from the employee.txt file, and after that, after transferring each and everything from the employee.txt to the temp.txt file, what I'm doing here, I'm closing the file. After that, I'm checking whether I'm able to find the ID or not. If I'm able to find the ID, well and good. What I will do, I know now the modified information is present in the temp.txt. So here you can see, first I am removing this employee.txt and I am renaming this temp.txt with employee.txt. That is clear, everyone. So let me run the code also. So that's we will get the clear understanding. That is this one here, right? Clear the screen. Okay, great. Now this one, let's see whether we are going in the right direction or not. That is /payout. Okay, and here, right? Let's see this one here. So okay, there is no need to again do this one, right? That is ctrlz. Okay, so let me do some modification here also, right? That is this one. Okay, now what I will do, I have to do the modified, I have to call this modify function, right? That is modify by id function here, right? So here, modify by id function. Let me save the code again, clear the screen, and now let me open this employee.txt, right? Let's see whether we are going in the right direction or not. So here, compile the code, right? And after that, run the code. That is this one here. So here, enter the ID. So let's modify the detail of Bumrah here. That is 1234, right? Error in opening the file. That means we have done some mistake, right? Let's see what mistake we have done. This one. Okay. Spelling is correct, right? That is fstream file, and we have fstream temporary file, right? And after that, what we are doing, we are checking here, right? That is file.open employee.txt, right? And temporary file dot open temp.txt. That is correct, right, everyone? And after that, here, if not file or not temporary, that is also correct, right? That is this error in opening the file. So let me see what output I'm getting here, right? That is cout. Okay, file, and this one temporary file here, right? Let me create this one, right? Let's see where we are going wrong, right? Let us see out this one. See out. Okay. Boolean right is equal to this one, and here also we have to write boolean, right? That is boolean, and check one is equal to this one. Let's see what value we are getting here, right? And after that, okay, this is not returning anything, right? that is file.open, and this one also temporary file.open here. And let's see now. Let's create a file here, right? So that temp.txt. This one. Let me save the code again and run the code, right? That is this one. And /a.out. Enter the target ID. That is 1234. Okay, great. Now we are not getting the error, right? So here 1234. That means now we have to change the information here, right? We have to change the information here. That is this one here. And what information I have to change? I have to change the information of Bumrah, right? So let's write in place of Bumrah. Let's write just breathe Bumrah, right? It is just breathe Bumrah, and the ID is, let's assume, 234, and baller, right? This one, and 34 something here, and 4 here, right? Let's see now. So you can see, guys, right? You can see here the data is now changed, right? This is clear now, guys? Yes or no? And you can see this temp.txt file is also gone, right? Temp.txt file is also gone. Why? Because here what it will do, you can see this line here. That means first you will go inside the if condition, and if the if condition is true, this found is true, right? You are making this found as true, and after that, after moving out of the while loop, here you are checking, right? That is, if you are not able to find the target ID, there is no need to do anything. If you are able to find the target ID, then remove the employee.txt, right? And rename this file. That is, first you are removing the previous employee.txt, and after that you are renaming this temp.txt with employee.txt. Right, everyone? This is clear? Yes or no? Yes? Okay. My screen is visible, right, everyone? So guys, we have discussed each and everything. Delete is left. You can do the delete by your own self. That is, again, you have to do the same thing, just a small modification you have to do, and you will do it, right? And after that, you can convert this here, right? Here, you can write the logic of switch case. That is, enter 1. You can write this menu-driven program here, right? That is, enter 1 to insert, enter 2 to display, enter 3 to modify, enter 4 to search by ID, right, everyone? That you can do by yourself. Yes. Acha, you are getting difficult in modification. We have discussed this part, right? Here, Satvik, this one. So first you are creating this employee.txt. After that, in order to do the modification, you have to transfer the data of the employee.txt to the temp.txt, right? That we are doing, right? After transferring the data, during the transfer of the data, I am checking, right? Whether the ID present at particular row is equal to the current ID or not. And if it is equal, right, here you can see, if it is equal, I'm doing the modification. That is, I'm taking the input from the user and I'm putting the data inside the data members. And after that, I'm writing the data from the program to the file. That is which file? Your temp.txt file, right? After the while loop, all the data, right, all the modification you have done, all the data will get transferred from the employee.txt to the temp.txt file, right? After that, I'm closing the file, that is file.close and temp file.close. And after that, here you can see, if you are not able to get the ID, right? If you're not able to get the matching ID, that is your target ID is equal to the current ID, that means this employer with this target ID is not found, right? Then there is no need to do anything, right? Everything is correct in your previous record, right? But yes, if you are able to find the ID, that means what you have done here, you can see you have done the modification. And in which file you have done the modification? In the temp.txt file you have done the modification. So what you are doing, first you are removing the previous employee.txt file. After that, you are renaming your temp.txt file with employee.txt file, right, Satvik? And everyone, this is clear now? Great. Okay. So that is all for today's session, guys. Hope you are able to understand the clear, hope you are able to get the clear understanding of modification, search by ID function, how to display the data on the output screen, that is how to fetch the data from the file and how to put the data on the console, that is clear, and how to take the data from the console and how to put the data on the file, that is clear. Yes or no? Need to fill the full code. Okay, I will put the full code in the chat. Okay, so here, 1 minute, guys. Okay, great. Yes, I will put the 1 minute. Right? Yeah, guys. So I will put the code in the chat. You will get the code from there, and you can refer the code. Okay. So we will start the quiz in 2 minutes. Right? Till that time, guys, if you have any doubt, please write in the chat. You will get the certificate. Okay. About the certificate, you will get the certificate after the session end. Okay. If you have attendance more than 50%, you can go to the certificate link, and from there you can download the certificate. Okay. Yeah. Any other question? How to how we can get the certificate, that we have discussed, right, Grish? In the comment, in the description, you will get the link of the certificate, right? From there you can download the certificate if your attendance is more than 50%. Okay.
Hey guys, hello everyone. Good evening. Good evening, sir. My voice is echoing. Yeah. So guys, I've already put the game pin in the chat box, so you can go to kahoot.it. Wait, and also guys, the certificate is live, so please go and check it. Go in the one
uh,
link that I have already shared in the chat, and below beside the progress bar, you will get the generate certificate option. So please download your certificate from there.
1 minute, ma'am. Let me first answer this question here. That is, guys, you will get the code after the quiz end. I will put the code in the comment. You will get the code from there. Okay, you can take the reference from there. Okay, great. So yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So guys, I have already shared the game pin in the chat, and go to kahoot.it. I will share the website link. So go to this website and put the game pin that I have already shared there, and please log in with your real name. And also there are total 6 questions, and today there is only 30 seconds for each question to answer. And yeah, so we'll wait till 8:02 or 8:03, then we'll start the quiz. The certificate is live. You all can download it from one link. The link is already there in the description box.
Uh, Sorry to disturb, ma'am. Can you please put this link in the chat so that everyone can access this particular code that we have discussed in the today's session? Yeah. Okay.
Which link, sir?
I have shared the link in the StreamYard chat.
अच्छा.
Okay. Yes. So guys, from here you can access the code. Okay, you will get the whole code of your search, modify, your delete, and your insert and display function. Okay. Great.
Guys, shall we start with the game? Hello. Just tell me in the chat box yes or no. Shall we start with the game? Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Yes. Okay. So start. For there are total 6 questions, guys, and the first one here is here on the screen. In C++, what is a constructor? In C++, what is a constructor? A member function is for destroying objects. A member function is for copying one object to another. A special member function used for creating an initializing object. A member function used for overloading operators. You have 4 options and time is up. Next question. We'll see this at last. And the second question, which mode is typically used when opening a file for reading in C++? Which mode is typically used when opening a file for reading in C++? So there are again 4 options: iOS app, iOS in, iOS out, iOS binary. 10 seconds. You have 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, and time is up. Roots. Okay, the third one. What function is used to write data into a file in C++? What function is used to write data into a file in C++? Again, you have 4 options and 19 seconds there. Six, five, and yeah, 0. The time is up. Correct is B. And now Rohan is leading. Fourth one. This is the fourth question. How do you declare a pointer in C++? How do you declare a pointer in C++? So 4 options there. 10 seconds left. And the correct one is B. Again, Rohan is leading. And the fifth one, the second last question. Which of the following keywords is used to create an instance of a struct in C++? Which of the following keywords is used to create an instance of a struct in C++? Again, 4 options. New, create, struct, no keyword is required. I don't know, guys, why this problem is occurring. Like options पहले आ रहे questions के.
There is a lag.
Might be there be net issue. That's why, guys. Now it's the sixth question. Which of the following statement is true about C++ arrays? Adjust for today, guys. Sorry for this. Adjust for this. Adjust for today. Sorry. Okay, we'll see the podium now. Guys, winners, please. I'm sharing one mail in the chat box. So please send the screenshot of this in that mail. We'll revert you back. And yeah, we'll give you all winner the shout out on our Instagram. So please send this in the screenshot in that mail. We'll reply there. And yeah, guys, please do follow our channel. Please join there. We'll give you all the updates there. And also, we are starting with Postman special bootcamp, which is starting from tomorrow. I'm sharing the link here in the chat box. So please, guys, enroll for it and do join it. It will and also from Monday we are starting with DBMS and MySQL Essentials Bootcamp. So please enroll for that also. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow and also on Monday. Bye, guys. Bye, sir. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.